everybody. I'm doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. And I want to thank you for being open to sharing with us here on YouTube. All right, I'm going to read your goals and get started. So you say, I want to meet my higher self. I want to meet my higher self. I want to know more about who I am. I want to heal what needs healed. Thank you. There's a lot of energy. When I read this, I feel energy going up my spine. I feel energy going through my neck, through my head. I feel energy on the front of my chest. It's almost like you're starving for this. Meet higher self, know more about who I am, heal what needs healed. Okay. All right, relax now. Let's see what comes up. All right, okay. First experience, I'm really high up and I'm looking down and my eyes are just sort of slits. So I'm looking through these slits and I only see a very thin line of the world, okay? And I'm really trying to understand what is holding you up high here. It doesn't seem like you're levitating, you're flying astrally. It seems like you're in a harness and you're held up by a rope. Could be worse. I'm trying to understand it, but it's not necessarily pleasant, okay? And a part of you just feels like just hanging here and not sleeping, but not able to get out of this, not able to make any changes, just having to live this way. And I started to see that this harness is really hard on your heart and on your lungs. And you're kind of starting to drool now, and the drool goes like miles down where it hits the ground finally. You don't ever say, though, higher self, help me. Will someone help me, please? Will someone get me out of this? I want to change. You aren't saying these things. You're just sort of living with your circumstances. What's interesting is you are, though, saying this. You are actually silently saying this, secretly saying this. So secret, so silent, and just maintaining the state of being. You secretly, quietly say, I don't want to be alive anymore. But I whisper back that maybe you just don't want to live like this anymore. You say, but what can I do anyway? What choice do I have anyway? I say, this is going to hurt. And I have a really big pair of scissors. And I cut this massive cord. And you go falling, and you fall really quickly. And you're kind of squealing like a pig. Your arms and legs are flailing, and you're afraid to hit the ground. But in a weird way, you want to. You want this rush. You want this event. You want this moment where you feel. You feel. And you never get hurt. You never do. You literally just sort of suspend above the ground about an inch. And then you start to ask the question, what is the physical reality anyway? What is it? Is it something I created in my mind? Did I decide it and now I live inside of it? Do I control it? Do I know the rules of this world? Am I the master of this world? This is putting a lot of pressure on my third eye. I say you can think all day long, but you need to try out. You need to put a foot down on the ground and then try it out, an idea, like have a mind experiment. I don't want to. And because I show you your foot on the ground and then you just go right back to the scene where you're levitating just above the ground and you say, I don't want to. And you say, I want to sleep. Maybe the reason why you say that is because maybe your life structure isn't there yet, as in, if you were to say that I'm ready to put my foot on the ground and have a mind experiment, you need your life structure to support that. Maybe your life structure is not really giving you the room to empower yourself. Sometimes we choose to be empowered, but if our environment isn't part of that support or part of that event, part of that inspiration, it's just almost like we withhold or withdraw until we're ready, or life kind of reveals a point when it is time, something like this. And I see you're really holding yourself back. So, I mean, I feel that. And I feel like we're, in a way, spending too much time in this environment. I need to get a change of environment. You don't want to tell me everything. It's almost like you have some hidden parts of your voice that you don't want to show me yet, okay? So let's go see your higher self. I mean, this is what your higher self wants you to see thus far. Let's go see what your higher self is actually like. Oh, your higher self sounds like a computer noises, like your higher self sounds like that. And I see white circles and black squares. And then I see rainbow colors moving through white circles and black squares. Like this. And then I see your higher self actually looks like an incarnate being who's working from another dimension. And I don't feel that this is the highest version of yourself, but this is the one I'm shown. And this version is sort of, I feel, has a controlling nature, okay? Is even controlling your nature. So I'm trying to understand the insecurity, because when you need to control, that's for a reason, right? So I need to control you so that I feel better in some way, okay? Because when we don't need to control each other, then we're at peace with the circumstance, we're at peace with ourselves, we're at peace with the world, we're at peace with the universe, we're at peace with the flow. If we're not at peace with the flow, then we need to control that flow. So this incarnate version, who's, let's say, several dimensions beyond this one, doesn't mean that is vibing with unconditional love, okay? Is not necessarily vibing with unconditional love just because it is in a more advanced dimension or something like that. All right, is seeing you and is controlling you too somehow. And I'm still trying to understand it. The energy is very vague, like doesn't want to reveal a lot about the reasons why, okay? I see. Starting to understand something new here. Is it possible that you shift between this version in another dimension and yourself? Okay, so what if you're living two lives at the same time and you actually spend time as both consciously? So you know yourself as yourself, but you spend time as another version of yourself in another dimension. But this version isn't necessarily working with unconditional love. So the inspiration or the influence is you going back and forth isn't necessarily an unconditionally loving relationship, okay, with yourself. I'm telling you, it's with yourself. It's not an unconditionally loving relationship with yourself. Even if yourself is separated into two physical incarnate forms at the same time, is not an unconditionally loving relationship with yourself. Okay? And yet you're gifted the ability to actually see through both pairs of eyes. Isn't that interesting? The earth version of you does feel like there's a sense of pain involved with the relationship. Like this you is hurting yourself. But you're not advanced enough to be able to undermine it, to be able to shift it. And this energy is really likes to be in control, because when it is in control, then everything revolves around that control. Doesn't allow the control to be released, doesn't ever let go of that control because it has to have it. It has to have it, okay? It has to have it. Because it has to have it. You see that insecurity? So if it doesn't have it, what a crybaby. What a little crybaby. Wah, you don't have control. Oh, what a crybaby. But when you have control, oh, you're so powerful. You're so insecure. He blocks out my conversation. He's just like, block. Doesn't allow the echoes to ripple through, doesn't care, doesn't choose to hear it, doesn't need to hear it, doesn't matter. I don't like what he has in mind because it has something to do with your sacral chakra, and it seems to me as though it is going to be manipulative about how you are worthy and deserving of love. Why in the world do you have this connection? Do you feel like you need a stronger aspect of yourself to be in control of yourself in order to support you and your life? And it's okay. I mean, even if it is bad, even if it's not unconditionally loving, even if it is manipulative, so be it, because right now I need this. Is that why you're hung up and you're asleep with only just a little thin line of reality that you have access to? Is that why you're not ready to put your feet on the ground yet? Because there's something of this that has to get resolved, but because of the structure of your life, it can't be resolved yet. Because you've got to be the one to do it. And you're not in the environment where that is going to give you the structure or the strength to be able to do it for yourself. So you have to just live with it for now. That's literally what this is showing me. Your higher self wants you to know about this, okay? Why is it that it's hard for me to get to your higher self? Because this part of you is blocking that. You are wanting to get to your higher self, but you can't because of this part of you blocking that. This part of you is like a strong big brother, basically, but is a jerk. This strong big brother is a jerk to you. Treats you like crap, but protects you, you could say. Protects you. From what? Love? Protects you from love? So you are not going to put your feet on the ground because you're not ready for love yet. That's literally what this is saying. That's hardcore. What I find fascinating is you seem composed about it. I don't know how you're so together about it. I feel like you should have major emotional fluctuations, but you're pretty composed about this. I'm going to project into the mind of this other you, okay? Oh. Okay, I project into the mind of this other you, and there's like a million suddenly versions of it, and it laughs and says, oh, do you think you can corrupt my mind? Do you think you can corrupt my mind? Try me. That's what he says. I'm just laughing hysterically, like rolling on the ground. Like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I love this. I say I'm already in your head. So, I mean, step one, check. I really like this. And I start to emanate just the love of your higher self for you. That isn't corruption. That's genuine. Corruption is what this is. This is corruption. This love, though, is not corrupted because it's pure. It's unconditional love. I'm sorry you don't understand that yet, but I know you will understand it in time. And I hug you because you need it. You keep beaming information back that it's not time yet to let the love in yet. I say, when will it ever be time? If that time is not now, when will it ever be time? This thing then controls time for you, controls your life, controls love. Boy, this gives me a headache. This is a major dense energy in your third eye, major. And I feel like maybe it has separated you into two versions of yourself, as we're seeing here. Is this incarnate version the same as you in this present moment, or is it of a different world? Are you of the same world? You just created a representation that appears in a higher dimension, is stronger, right, than yourself, but actually is weaker. It's actually weaker than yourself because it is not working with love. So what is it building upon but fear? And fear is broken energy. It's broken. So you can't have fun with a broken car, right? You can't have fun with a broken video game set. You can't have fun with a broken computer. Like, broken things do nothing to fulfill your life. So fear is not fulfilling your life ever. This is a broken energy, so it's not strong. It's not working with love. Love is the strongest energy of them all. And you are of love. So this separation from yourself needs to come into, you have to face this. And you need to bring this, whatever this thing is, down to your level, which is actually much higher than its level. So you've got it backward, okay? So you're actually the master guide, the higher self. And this is more like the broken part of yourself that you're letting control your life. So we need to turn this upside down, right? So you are actually represented at the highest vibration of who you are. And this is represented as needing to support. So you need to support yourself and pull yourself up into higher vibration so that you can feel whole again, okay? Because you don't feel whole when you're separated. What I find incredible is that you are of basically two wholes. That's why I experience this as an actual incarnate being. But I'm starting to become convinced that it is you. It is actually you. And you had the incredible ability to create this distortion. I mean, that's amazing. So no wonder. Let's see if we can connect with your higher self now. Boy, we have a lot of work to do here, okay? Because I'm telling you the truth and this thing does not like it. This thing gets really mad when I tell you the truth, and then, but it knows that this is the truth, and it needs to just let that truth be its reality. You say there's no hard path to your higher self. Your higher self is present here, all around you, all around this broken you, that you can feel and hear and experience guidance from pure love. Pure love guides you. And pure love is within you, around you, part of you, is you. And I see this pure love around this broken side. You gave it way too much power. The broken side of you is no power. It's like trying to turn on a broken computer. Useless. It's the most useless energy of them all. And so this broken side of you literally has zero power. So then I see the love around that, okay? And we need to give this time. We need to give this time. You're getting a major headache again, like it's really hard on your third eye. I'm really kind of concerned about your sacral chakra because of that, what I was coming across there. So let me go see what your sacral chakra is like, okay? Wow, it's the most peculiar thing. Like your throat is in your sacral chakra, but everything again is turned upside down or inside out. It's got a fiery voice, and it's like this blubbery body, and it's taking up all of yourself. Like this blubbery body takes up your whole chest and down, and takes up like all this front part of you, like from your shoulders to your hips, like this blubbery body, and it has a like a really aggressive, it's literally like a devil voice, okay? And it also is a mean choo-choo train. I don't know, I see a choo-choo train that is kind of smoking and on fire, and it's really mean, and it wants to run into other trains, and it wants to kind of create some cataclysms, okay? And this energy is really determined to create hurt, okay? Because it is connected to the broken you. And of course the broken you wants to create hurt. Is already creating hurt for you. Is no unconditional love here. So why would you let that broken side be your guide, be your strength? That is not true. That is not true. This world's got it backward. The bully is the strong one, right? And the victim is the weak one. But the bully is actually the weakest link. The bully is the weakest link. Because what creates the bully behavior is major insecurity. Major insecurity. So where the bully is the loser, literally, the victim is all a manipulation. That's all. Like you have to put the bully in their place with assertiveness and truth. And the bully's actually crying out for help here. Crying out for help. That's why they're a bully. They're loud and aggressive, but they're really crying out for help. This bully is crying out for help. You need to help it. You need to bring yourself into balance. And it's congestion of your sacral chakra, not worth it. Not worth the time of day. If something is really pinched like a closed pin on skin, and it hurts. It really hurts. And you point at it and you say, this hurts. You just take the clothespin off, and I create breathability. I say, you have the power to do this too. You have the power to investigate anything that hurts, and then see it for what it is, and then transmute it. You have the power to change this whole situation. You start to cry, and you say, I hurt everywhere. I say, is that you integrating this other you back into yourself? And you start to cough, and you say, I hurt everywhere. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. And I see your bones are made out of like black metallic material. And there's like a black broken skeletal structure inside your body. And it's fused with your own skeletal structure. So it's like you have two skeletons. And it's really painful because you can't transmute the other skeleton, but you're trying. And I say, I'm proud of you for trying. You say, I don't know what to do in a way, but yet you are doing it. Maybe it's not happening fast enough. Like you want it to happen faster than this, you know? You are doing it right. You say, I just want this to go away. I just want this to stop. I say, you're doing it. You are making it stop because you are choosing to come into balance with yourself. And this black skeleton suddenly goes through a major growth spurt, and its feet are out of your feet, and its head is out of your head, and its hands are out of your hands, and it's taller than you are. And you can't grow your body to be as tall as this other body is. Ask your higher self to help you grow your body to be as tall as this other body is. Your higher self is telling me that this life is not meant to be easy. It's meant to challenge your skills. It's like your soul is quite advanced, and in order for an advanced soul to be challenged, it's going to have to be a hard life. And it's going to be have to be a very hard life, okay? And this is, your higher self is like shaking your head. No, I'm not going to help make your skeleton the same size as the other skeleton. You will do that. You will do that. So your higher self is pretty like, you will do that because it is you who must do that. That is part of your life lessons. That's part of your purpose. You want to know who you are? You are strong enough to do this for yourself. You will do that. You say it's hard, it's painful, it hurts me. I touch that part of you and I say, this is not painful. This is actually the aspect of you that has been resisting doing the right thing because you've been giving the broken part of yourself time. You've been giving your other self time, giving this whole thing time, giving it time. You're giving this situation, you're giving it time. You're literally giving it. You're giving it time. And now you're taking the time back. And now you are growing and catching up with time. Okay? You're catching up with time. This is quite a struggle, but you are figuring it out. And a lot of it is, as you said in the beginning, is this reality based on my own creation? Is my mind create the reality that I live in? And I say, okay, we'll use your mind to create the reality you want to live in. And if that reality is you are as tall as this other skeleton, then you create that reality that you want to live in, as you talked about. You laugh and suddenly say, I'll grow taller than this skeleton. I'm more advanced. And somehow the skeleton starts to get chunked into little like bones, and it starts to become basically like poop, and you poop it out. You just poop it out of your system. And you laugh. You actually laugh. And you're trying to decide if you'll be in this life basically a representation of good or evil. Literally, you're thinking about these things. And what is a representation of evil actually represent? What is a representation of good represent? Like, what is the difference? What does it matter? You know, what life or what presentation do I want to be in this life? So you're asking these questions. You're like actually really philosophically contemplating this as part of your identity. So who are you? You're still trying to decide if you're going to go this way or go that way with your life. But I'm showing you again that, you know, evil is literally, I mean, you get to decide how you want to represent wholeness or brokenness is basically what you're wrapping your head around. How do you want to represent wholeness or brokenness? So do you want to be a broken person in this life and encourage other people to become broken right alongside you? Does that make you feel better about yourself? Or do you want to be whole and go through the challenge of that pretty hard to maintain that and to inspire others to become that, because a lot of people follow the path of the brokenness because it's hard to become whole. It's hard to even wrap your head around how to begin, you know? So would you rather take the hard road or the easy road? Because to be broken, I feel, is in a way easy. And to mess up people, you could say, is easy if you want to. But to actually represent something that is good, it takes a lot of courage in this world. And so do you want to be strong or do you want to be weak? You're really wondering you're really wondering about those words, strength or weakness, and what is weakness and what is strength. Physical, emotional, mental. What is this weakness or strength? You're actually vibrationally, you're getting into an interesting balance with yourself. I can't believe how quickly that happened. It was almost like an intuitive thing. Like you kind of knew maybe this was coming. You just needed someone to just introduce it. You just seem to have just done it. I can't believe it. But you're actually bright enough that I feel you can hear more of your higher self. You can receive guidance from your higher self, who is at a very high vibration of wholeness, not of brokenness. So you're going to have to choose silent moments in order to actually hear from that vibrational plane, which is quite silent. But to hear from broken planes, of course, I mean, that stuff is dense. And so you have to be silent. You have to work on developing your ability to sense, experience, hear your higher self. You want to give it a try, what it might be like to be a good person, or like a warm, loving person in a way. Like you want to try that idea on, like wearing a new hat in a way. I just gave you a really big hug and I say, I just so impressed. And I say, you though, get to try out different identities. You get to try it on for size, see how it works for you. It's your heart that decides your path. It's your soul, your heart that decides your path and how you're going to work through this life. But maybe these viewpoints will give you some new ideas to think about, okay? You say, I want to work on me. I want to become a better me. A me that I like more than the me that I was. You literally say that. I just can't even believe it. I'm just showing you how I'm astonished, because things don't usually turn that quickly. And maybe that's the advanced soul at work here, because you really turned this inside out, turned it around, and now you're manhandling it with the light that you are and the love that you are. It's amazing. I'm blown away. Thank you very much for this. I mean, wow. Wow. I mean, with that kind of attitude, you see how you can influence people? And look at what you just did to transform yourself in that period of time. Just took a little nudge and you're just off for the races here. And you're trying things out. I mean, you're you could be very inspirational if you put, a little bit towards that direction. It seems like you could take things a long way very quickly. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you everybody for watching, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.